But then we're just, I don't know what happened, obviously very drunk again, all the rosé. So I drove past this tattoo shop and I think it was actually my idea, and I was like, let's get a tattoo. But the next day I woke up and I kid you not, my heart was doing this. It was like beating so fast. €100, it was £80, like what?
She wasn't bossy on this holiday.
I'm never bossy.
You saw, you're just like your dad.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another video. Tonight's video is going to be an Ibiza debrief. I thought I would just tell you all things about my hen party and just kind of debrief about it, because actually I ended the Ibiza vlog very abrupt and just kind of ended it. I didn't even say anything about it. So I thought before I started with my weekly vlogs again, I would just tell you a little bit about the hen party. So if you're interested, let's get on with it. So if you've not watched the Ibiza vlog, I don't really think this video will make sense. So I'd either say go and watch the Ibiza vlog or maybe skip this video, because it wouldn't make sense if you haven't watched it or you didn't even know I went on holiday or anything like that. But basically, me and my friends went to Ibiza for my hen party because I'm getting married in August. Honestly, I can't even explain how much of a good time we had. Like, it was just insane. It was like my hen party of dreams. Like, honestly, it was just fab from start to finish. I didn't even say that at the end of the Ibiza vlog, because I didn't even have the words to describe how good it was, and I still kind of don't, but I feel like I have processed it a little bit now because I've been back for like over a week. But the Ibiza vlog has actually done so well. A lot of people have been watching it and I have had so many messages saying how much people loved it and like how much fun it looked, and I've had loads of messages on Instagram saying like, oh wow, like the pictures look amazing. But it's funny because when we were like living in it, I didn't feel like that. I just was like living in the moment and having the best time. And it was honestly just so amazing. I can't even explain. Like I keep saying, like I say, the hen party of dreams, it really was. My two bridesmaids organised it, Rosie and Lucy, and they did the most amazing job and exceeded everything and more. So like to start with, I'll tell you kind of what we did. So when we flew on the Thursday, and when we arrived, we just kind of got into the hotel, as you'll have seen in the vlog, and just chilled around the pool for a few hours. But I ended up obviously getting super drunk on the flight and then super drunk around the pool, even though my plan was to get drunk on the flight and then not drink around the pool. I just got carried away, which I knew probably would happen anyway. Then I couldn't really get ready for the night time because we didn't have very long, because we just chilled around the pool. And then we went to a place called Amante, which was really nice. The setting was amazing. And I think if I'd chose a different meal, it would have been like so much nicer, because my mum got pasta, which was super nice. I got steak and it wasn't that good, which I did say in the vlog. But the setting was lovely. I do maybe think we're a little bit too wild for there. Once we'd had a few drinks, we should have just probably went there more sober, because it was just very calm and tranquil. And is that the word, tranquil? Tranquil, same thing. And we were just kind of like, well, me probably is the most. No, I think everyone was the same. We're just kind of a bit wild for it. But when we actually had got there, like I had fell asleep in the taxi because I had been that tired, because obviously we'd been up super early getting the flight. So I think it was a mix of being tired, hungry, tipsy. It was crazy. And then on that night we went to like one bar afterwards. Excuse me. But my mum actually went home after, we dropped her off after Amante because she was so tired. So we dropped her off home and we went to like one bar. I didn't even drink, I just drank Sprite because I was already so drunk. And to be fair, it was an early night really, like I think it was like 2 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I can't remember. But I feel like we all just needed like sleep, because it was honestly, we'd been up ages. Sorry, I'm just having a little peppermint tea as we talk. So yeah, that was the first day, and then we woke up the second day, and that was the boat day, so that was the Friday. So I woke up and me and my mum went for breakfast, and I went to the supermarket and got some like bits and bobs. I feel like I'm talking you through this, but obviously you've seen what I did. Is that weird that I'm doing that? I don't know. Went to the supermarket, and anyway, we got on the boat, and the boat was, honestly, everybody said it was their favorite day, because it was just, and that was something I'd said would do, like, can we do a boat day? I didn't know where, I didn't know what kind of boat. I just wanted to do a boat day because I've done them before on holidays and they're just so fun. Like, you just get on, you take loads of drinks, and then we ended up stopping for lunch. That was like the plan, at this restaurant, which I could have sat at all day. It was just so nice. We were drinking like rosé. It was honestly a dream. And then obviously got back on the boat and just sort of partied on the boat. Like the weather was nice. When we were like driving on the boat, it wasn't actually that nice. You will have seen in the vlog, it was quite like choppy and a bit windy and stuff, and it wasn't that nice. But when we actually stopped and the sun was like beaming on us, it was like really nice. And quite a few of us got burnt off that day. So it was obviously like sunny, but like you wouldn't really have known it was that hot, if that makes sense. But anyway, that was so fun, and the water was absolutely freezing. Can I just say, like, it was absolutely, like, it took your breath away, but it was fun. And as you can tell, I went crazy and just got all like in the water, and had the best time, and obviously got very drunk. Then after that, this wasn't in the vlog because I obviously was far too drunk to vlog, but we then went to like this bar on the marina and just sat there and had more drinks, more bottles of rosé, and like some food. One of the girls, Emmy, she was like, right, I'm ordering food, because the day before we'd been starving at lunchtime. That was around the pool, and we didn't eat, and I think we were all just like wiped out. So she got some food for us all and like ordered it. It was lovely, like salad and like tapasy bits really, Spanish omelette, what else, chicken strips, croquettes. They were insane. I think they were ham and cheese. They were unreal. So that was that. And then I was like, I had it in my head that I want to go to a club. I was like, right, I think we should go out tonight. So we ended up going to a club called Eden. Is that right? Yeah. And so Ibiza, that kind of side of Ibiza, like clubs and stuff, isn't really like our scene. Like, for example, we don't do drugs, which that's like fine. We drink plenty of alcohol, but we don't do drugs. We're not interested. And so I think everyone was a bit skeptical. So only a few of us went. I think there was like 5 of us went. Anyway, that was honestly one of the funniest nights, because 3 of us ended up staying, 2 of us, like 2 of the girls went home. But like even before like getting out and getting ready, obviously you'll see in the vlog, my hair's like this, but was like full of seawater. I hadn't washed it. I just literally got a shower, put some makeup on, and I was so drunk. I just tied my hair up, and I had like a Reese dress on, which was so beautiful. It was so wasted. But anyway, we got there, and it was just hilarious. Like, it was obviously well, I say everyone, I think everybody was on drugs, but it was very calm. Like, it was a very nice, calming experience, I guess, because everyone was just like chilled out on drugs. But me and my 2 friends must have, well, the 5 of us must have stood out like a sore thumb. But anyway, 3 of us stayed and just like partied, and it was hilarious. We just like danced. Don't even think we had 1 drink in there, and we just like danced, and it was funny. And it was a night called Defected, so the music was just like, it had no words. Like, it's not my type of thing, like music style at all. But last time I went to Ibiza, because I have been before, I went with my cousin, and we went to Amnesia, which is another club, which actually was so good. So I had been saying I wanted to go to Amnesia, but then a girl we knew out there was like, Paige, you wouldn't like it, it's not your kind of music. So that's why we ended up going to Eden, and it was just hilarious. Like, we went like crazy. Obviously we were being so drunk in the day, and we were just kind of like dancing like no one was watching, no one cared. Like, everyone was just in their own world. So it was just funny. You could just like dance and just have the best time and the most laughs. I was like crying with laughing. My friend Lucy was literally, she had no makeup left, because she was like that, like she was laughing that hard. And then we got some pizza, and then we went home. Then the day after that was the Saturday, so that was a chill day. So we just like got up, went round the pool, and then on the night time we got ready and went to Mambo's, which was so fun. And the food there wasn't that great. All of us agreed the food was a bit rubbish, but like the setting, like that was where you can sit and watch the sunset. My friend Emmy did my makeup and Demi did my hair, so that night I actually felt nice because I had Glam Squad, so I felt really nice. And then obviously went to Mambo's. We stayed there so long. I think we stayed there at like 12. Then we got the bus, a party bus. I say a party bus, it wasn't a party bus, but it kind of was. We got like this bus which the boat company had organised. That's how we got there. It was like 10 euros each to get, because we were, by the way, we were staying in Playa d'Embossa, and then Mambo's is like San Antonio. So it was a bus, like it was like a taxi ride, but each taxi was like say 40, well 30 euros, so it made sense just to get this bus, which was like 10 euros each, so it was way better. So I all got the bus there and then got the bus back. It was like hilarious. And then I was like, again, let's go out. So we went out, but then we just, I don't know what happened, obviously very drunk again, all the rosé. We drove past the tattoo shop, which apparently the girls had seen on TikTok, so it was called Tiny Tattoo. So I drove past this tattoo shop, and I think it was actually my idea, and I was like, let's get a tattoo, but I kind of was probably a bit joking, I can't really remember. Anyway, we gets out and we end up in the tattoo shop and we end up getting a tattoo. And Jake, actually my fiance, when I was explaining this, like when I said about the vlog, he was like, you didn't show your tattoo in the vlog. And I was like, I know, I think I was so traumatized by getting a tattoo that I didn't even show it. So I'll insert a picture now of what the tattoo was. But there's more of a story around the tattoo, if I'm honest. So we went in, and I wanted to get like a little J on my ring finger. In hindsight, I'm so glad that I didn't, because obviously we're getting married. All of the wedding pictures would have had a tattoo on. I was like so glad I didn't. So we all ended up going for the same thing on our middle finger on the other hand. So we all got like an infinity sign, which you'll have just seen. Anyway, so I was sat in there, but honestly, some of the videos my friends have got, like I'm sat there like shaking my head getting this tattoo, even though I think it was my idea to get it. Anyway, fast forward, we didn't even go for a drink. We went back to the room and I was like, let's just get loads of room service. I was like, I think the spaghetti bolognese will be amazing. Turns out it was. If you've seen the vlog, you'll have seen us licking the dish. And we just sat and like laughed and chatted, and it was just, again, like that wasn't even, we didn't even end up going out, and we just had the best time. So we ended up having like room service. I got like nachos, noodles. It was to die for. Could eat that now, actually thinking about it. And then we just went to bed, and then I went into my room, which I was sharing with my mum and my friend Georgia. And I said, Mum, I've got a tattoo. And she was just like, what? And then she was like, she's told me the next day, she was like in the night trying to look for it on my finger, and she couldn't see it. And then the next day I woke up, and I kid you not, my heart was doing this. It was like beating so fast out of my chest. Obviously I was like kind of hungover, but didn't really feel bad. I was shattered because it was like 7 AM when my mum woke up, and we'd only got back to the room at like say 5 after we'd eaten food and stuff. So I was like so tired, really hungover, and I thought, what have I done? I was like, why did I get a tattoo? And honestly, the fear, I can't even explain. My heart was beating so hot, like fast out my chest, and I was like, what have I done? So yeah, anyway, I got a tattoo, and to be fair, I'll talk about this now, but it's actually really faded. I don't even know how to show it. You actually can barely see it. And it turns out that like when we looked on TikTok on all the comments over the last few days, everyone's saying their tattoo fades from that place, and like it was 100 euros, it was 80 pounds. Like what the hell? It's such a rip-off. I'm so annoyed at myself for paying that, because it was such a rip-off for it to fade. Don't get me wrong, I am so glad it's faded, because I didn't even want a tattoo. Well, I did want a tattoo because I think it was my idea, but I don't suit tattoos. I'm not a tattoo kind of person. I've never in my life thought, well, I have maybe thought, let's just get a tattoo as a joke, and then when you're drunk and you follow it through in Ibiza, here we are. The camera just got full of memory. But yeah, I am so glad it faded, but obviously for 80 pounds for it to fade, I was kind of low-key, I kind of am low-key fuming. But we tried, like I did message them on Instagram, and they just said like that you signed a thing to say that it might fade, etc, etc. So we did sign a consent form, and they said you can go for free touch-ups at the studio, but obviously I'm in England, so that's not really going to happen. Not that I would. Anyway, that's all the tattoo drama. So that was the Saturday night was the tattoo, and then woke up on Sunday morning with the most craziest fear, beer fear. I already get like the worst anxiety, but that was like completely another level. Then I messaged Jake telling him I got a tattoo, and he was like, well, it was never going to be a good idea, was it? And I was thinking, well, no, but that's not what I needed you to say. He wasn't bothered. He just was like, you're crazy. Anyway, so then I pulled myself round, we got up and got ready because we had a beach club day, and that was when that was the day we went to Blue Marlin, which was so nice. When we got there, it was like, oh, it's just the nicest. And it kind of started off pretty calm, and then it got so busy. And it was a really fun day again, just drank a lot. I did say I wasn't going to drink that day, and it turns out anyway, I got very drunk. It was my hen do, so I think that was my excuse, but I didn't really want to drink that day because of the fear that I had in the morning. But yeah, we got there and that was so lovely. That was just really chilled in the morning. We had some lunch there and then we just got drunk. Surprise, surprise. And then we actually did play some hen party games. We played like Never Have I Ever, but then I feel like we were all so drunk to even grasp the concept and stuff, because I think we'll also try to play like Ring of Fire, but we really couldn't get the hang of that because we just were so drunk. And then obviously that was the night that when we left Blue Marlin, I'm not even joking, it was like this beach club. It wasn't very big and it had like a kind of like a dance area where there's a DJ and stuff. When we left there, I kid you not, it was like an arena full of people coming in, like an arena sized queue. It was massive. There was like loads of cars coming in. It was so busy because it was the opening night of the season. It was so busy. So my phone, I think, got stolen then when we left because I had it up until that point. Did I lose it? I don't know, but one of my friends ended up staying there and we were like FaceTime now when we got back to the hotel when I realised I didn't have my phone, like, can you look for it? And it was nowhere to be seen. Do I think it got stolen? Probably. Am I like gutted, beyond gutted? Yes. It's really frustrating, but anyway, whatever. So that night I was like on FaceTime with Jake, like crying, like I don't want to go out, I just want to come home. I was like sobbing. Obviously I'd had a drink, so I was drunk, and I was like totally like real crying. Anyway, Jake was like, go out, there's nothing you can do. To the phone drama, Jake was on FaceTime trying to block like everything, but I couldn't remember my Apple ID, so then it blocked us out of Apple ID. And I also couldn't remember my email password, which then I have a 2-factor authenticator on my emails, which was on the phone, so I couldn't get in my emails, so I still can't get in my Hotmail account. So if anyone's emailed me, I've not replied because I can't get into them for 30 days. It is the most frustrating thing I tell, like, in the world. And you don't realise how much you use your phone now, because last week when I didn't have a phone, it's got everything on your phone. It's got like your bank, and it's got absolutely everything, like my car parking for work, like I use a QR code, like it's just crazy. So I felt really disconnected from the world last week. But anyway, that was on the night. Jake was like, how can you not remember? I was like, because I've got about 50 passwords for different things. So that was that. Anyway, I went and ended up getting ready and going out, and on the vlog you would have seen I had like sunglasses on because I just cried so much and my eyes just looked like bloodshot, and like all my mascara, I didn't even put mascara on in case I cried, I think. So I just did like really basic makeup, and that dress I wore that night, the pink one from ASOS, was one of my favorites, and I just feel like I didn't even do it justice, but whatever. I had a lovely night. We went for some food and I feel like it was really needed, and we just all went and like I had lasagna, it was delicious, and then just got like loads of drinks because we were so thirsty. And then the next day we flew home, so it was like, when we were there, we all said it didn't go very quick. It went like a really, really, really nice pace, and we're so glad. It went like the perfect pace, but I just can't believe it's over. We had the best time. Going back to the phone, I'm actually so glad it happened on the last day, because, like the last night, because if that had happened on the first day or even the second day, I'm not gonna lie, I think it would have ruined the holiday. Because it's awful, like, whether I lost it or whether it was stolen, it was awful. And it was an expensive thing because I had to then buy a new phone because I didn't have any insurance. And my phone that I had was in like perfect condition. My dad bought me and my mum matching phones like 2 years ago for Christmas. And it was like perfect. I'd kept a screen protector on since I had it, and like a phone case. So it was like, it'll be a good phone. If they've sold it, they would have got plenty of money for it. So I'm so annoyed. But yeah, that was pretty much like what we did. I'm checking my notes to make sure I've like gone through everything. And we just had the best time. The hotel we stayed in, by the way, was called Hotel Torre del Mar in Playa d'Embossa, and I want to go back. It was so nice. 10 minutes from the airport, so clean, the staff were amazing, it was just lovely. The pool area was to die for. I'd actually go back. It was so nice. Me and my mum were saying let's go back like next year. My mum, by the way, if you've been following the vlogs, you will have known she was so stressed about coming like away with like me and my friends. As she kept saying, I'm going away with 9 supermodels. But she honestly, she's had the time of her life. Like, she has had the blues. She's had Ibiza blues crazily. And she's like, Paige, it was the best one up there with one of the best holidays I've ever been on. So she's honestly loved it. So I thought I'd get my mum's opinion and her little views on Ibiza. So mum, tell the vlog what you think of Ibiza.
Well,
what you thought of Ibiza.
What I thought of Ibiza. Well, I haven't been since I was 18, and it was just as I remember. It was fab. But
Wild.
Totally wild. But in a classy way. That's what I thought. It was unbelievable. Glad I went. 1,000,000%.
Wish you hadn't worried about it.
Yeah, like stupid. Thought I wouldn't fit in with you. The girls were amazing. They didn't treat us any different.
You one of the gang.
Was the best sharing with you. She wasn't bossy on this holiday.
I'm never bossy.
You saw. You're just like your dad. Bossy. Britches.
In the menopause, what I'd be.
Who's got that? Like, who has?
Who's got menopause?
And I didn't want to come back, and I've spent a full week wishing we were still there, doing all the stuff we did.
You've had the Ibiza blues.
Yeah, I really have. Like, I really have.
All in all, out of 10.
20 out of 10.
Oh,
I'm giving it a 20. And I think the girls would all say the same too. Everyone got on. It was just lovely. The stuff we did was brilliant. The boat.
the best.
Oh, everything.
There you had, from the horse's mouth. The horse. And she was like, why was I worried? I said, I did think this would happen, but she just had the time of her life. We all did. It was the time of our lives. And I'm really glad that I've got, like, I've came home and I know I've got the wedding, because I would have had the blues even worse if there was no other holidays planned and it was like a girls' holiday. But I think because I know that it's going to be like a reunion at the wedding, and obviously our wedding's like abroad, we're gonna have like another holiday, like it's gonna be just the best. But I tell you, I do feel very, I've got back to a point when I've came home, because I was prepping so hard for Ibiza before I went, like in terms of like everything, like gym, getting clothes, getting deliveries. I feel like when I came home it was quite flat, because I'd had like, it was like this build up, peak, insane time of my life. And it was like this, which I know is like total holiday blues. But like this week I said I want to get back on the reset of like getting stuff organised for the wedding, because I can't take my foot off the pedal. I've got to keep going. I've got to order things for the wedding. I've got to do all like finishing touches. We need wedding rings. Like I've got a lot to do. So it's still super exciting that I've got that to all plan. But honestly, Ibiza was just the time of my life. And I'm so grateful to all of my friends that came, obviously, and my mum. It was just, it couldn't have been any better, and we just had the most insane time. And I'm grateful that they came and they did everything that we did, because it was just, I mean, we obviously spent a lot of money. I know I did, so I know the girls would have. So I'm grateful that they wanted to do that for me. And like, oh, it was just, I can't even put it into words. It was the best. But yeah, that's the Ibiza debrief. I feel like I've covered everything. Have I? Let me see. Yeah, I feel like I've covered everything. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I would encourage anyone who has a hen to do it, like to go abroad if you can save up, and just, even if it took you 3 years to save up for it, like you have to do it. It's just the best time. I feel like even if it wasn't abroad, you'd have the best time, but it was just so much fun. And I said to one of my friends, who was the wildest? And she said, me. And I was like, So yeah, I think both of my friends who organised it, Rosie and Lucy, both said that I lived up to expectations as well. So I think I was pretty wild, as you'll have seen in the vlog. No cares were given. My one regret, it's not a regret, it's just if I went and did it again, would be not to get too drunk, because I wanted to make more effort on my face on the other night. But did it still work? Yes. Did we still have the best time? Did it care? Did it matter? No. So that would, I just keep saying that would probably be my only like thing I would change, would be to not get too drunk, so I could get ready. or book hair and makeup so that I felt nice every night, because when I had Emmy and Demi do my hair, I felt amazing. Demi actually did my hair on the first night as well, so my hair was perfect. Just my makeup, I just couldn't even, I was like so drunk trying to do it. It's crazy. But yeah, the actual time of my life, and this has been a really chatty video. Yeah, that is the end of the video. I haven't even drank really much of my cup of tea, I've just been talking. So I hope you've enjoyed the debrief, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you haven't checked out the Ibiza vlog, please go and check it out, because I feel like it's one of the best memories. It's one of those vlogs as well I'll watch back time and time and time again. Jake actually got into bed yesterday at like 1:10. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, it's vlog time. He actually sat and watched it, and he was like, I went out to the shops, and he texted me, and he was like laughing at when I was dancing in the blue dress with flip-flops on. Not one of my finest outfit choices on the footwear, but here we are. I was going to a club and I knew it couldn't be heels. So yeah, the time of my life, the hen of dreams, and I'm so grateful to all my friends for coming and my 2 bridesmaids for organising it. But yeah, that is the Ibiza debrief. I really hope you've enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and of course I will see you in the next video.